In the peaceful waters of a Florida lake, a horrifying encounter unfolded that would leave the community in shock. Sean Thomas McGuinness, known for scavenging golf discs, was found dead, missing 3 limbs, sparking fears of a deadly alligator attack. Authorities pieced together the events leading to his demise. Questions linger. Was he the victim of a predatory strike, or did fate intervene in another way? Join us in this video as we look into this haunting tale of life, death, and the lurking dangers of nature. On May 31st, 2022, 47-year-old Sean McGuinness, a homeless man, jumped into a lake in Largo, Florida, to search for lost frisbees. He would collect these frisbees and sell them back to players at a nearby park, making a small living from it. For 8 years, Sean had been staying in his friend's basement, but now his friend told him he had to leave by January because of problems with the roommate's family. Feeling the pressure, Sean took a big risk and ventured farther into the lake, hoping to find more frisbees to sell and make some quick money. Sean had been able to avoid getting caught by authorities by sneaking into the lake at night when the park was closed. Some nights, he would find up to 30 frisbees and sell them for $5 or $10 each, giving him just enough money to get by for a few more days. Even though he knew about the no swimming signs near the lake, Sean didn't care. He was more worried about making money to survive. On top of everything, Sean was getting sick. He had been diagnosed with a cancerous tumour and had no money to pay for treatment. Sean had no idea the lake was full of dangerous American alligators hiding in the deeper water. These giant reptiles are the top predators in Florida, weighing over 600 pounds and growing more than 4 meters long. They mostly hunt small fish underwater and rarely go after bigger animals near the shore. With more than 80 sharp teeth, their bite isn't strong enough to rip through big prey. Instead, they grab onto their target and spin in the water to tear it apart before swallowing the pieces whole. This move is called the death roll. Early that Tuesday morning, around 4 a.m, Sean stepped into the cold lake water. He walked slowly, knowing the lake was shallow near the shore, but quickly became deep just a few feet in. It was completely dark and quiet as he moved his hands through the water, hoping to find a frisbee. He had done this many times, but being alone in the deep water at night still gave him a creepy, uneasy feeling. The city lights were far away and the park wouldn't open until 9 a.m, so he had some time, but the darkness made everything much more difficult. Sean was only a few feet deep when he found his first frisbee. It was damaged, but still worth a few dollars, so he tossed it to the shore and went back for more. Before long, he realized there wasn't much left to find in the shallow water. He'd have to go deeper. Within minutes, he was chest deep, grabbing whatever frisbees he could and throwing them to the shore. The pressure to find more before the sun came up pushed him to go farther than he ever had before. But Sean had no idea he was walking straight into danger. Around 4:30 a.m, Sean heard a light splash in the distance. Startled, he listened closely, thinking it might be a guard or park ranger. But then he heard the splash again, this time much closer. Right in front of him, a set of glowing eyes surfaced from the water, staring at him. Realizing the danger, terror shot through Sean's body. Helpless and alone in the lake, he screamed for help, but the shore was still far away and he was now on the alligator's turf. The alligator swam up to Sean, blocking his way. As he turned, he saw another pair of glowing eyes in the dark water. Suddenly, a large snout appeared behind him and snapped down on his thigh. Sean screamed in pain as the alligator's sharp teeth crushed his bones and ripped through his flesh. Kicking and screaming did nothing to stop it. The alligator spun in the water with Sean's right leg in its jaws and with thrashing force tore it completely off. Sean screamed in agony, trying to crawl toward the shore, but he was bleeding badly and couldn't walk. His fate was sealed. Another alligator appeared in front of him, clamping down on his right arm and ripping it off, just like his leg. Even though he had lost 2 limbs, the adrenaline and shock kept him awake. He floundered in the water, struggling to stay afloat as the alligators circled him. The splashing drew even more alligators, and soon the attack turned into a feeding frenzy. One by one, the alligators bit into Sean's body, tearing him apart. He lost 3 limbs before finally succumbing to his terrible injuries. His bloody torso and just 1 leg left floated on the water. 4 hours later, a man walking his dog found his body. Sean's face was so badly mauled that it was hard to identify him. No one came forward to claim his body right away. It wasn't until the next day that dental records revealed who he was, and his roommate learned about his tragic death. Sean's death was the first fatal alligator attack in Florida since 2019, and it shocked the entire country. The police began investigating how such a tragedy could happen, especially since there had been an alligator attack at the same lake in 2020 when another man was bitten while looking for lost items. They later found out that Sean had been warned months earlier to stay out of the lake after security spotted him. Unfortunately, he ignored the warnings and kept sneaking in at night when the park was closed. Researchers studying reptiles said that Sean's brutal death was the result of a series of events. It was an alligator mating season in Florida, so the alligators were more protective of their territory and saw anything unusual in the water as a threat. The darkness of night made it more likely for them to swim closer to the shore, leading to dangerous encounters with people. The next night, authorities and trappers were sent to find the alligators that had attacked Sean. They located 2 alligators over 10 feet long and euthanized them after finding them near where Sean's body was discovered. The alligators were cut open in hopes of finding Sean's missing arms and legs so they could be buried with him. Sadly, all they found were a few pieces of bone and cloth. Sean's roommate felt deep regret for asking him to leave and blamed himself for what happened. In response, the Largo Police Department closed the park for several days and increased security around the lake to prevent any more incidents. There was hardly anyone to grieve for Sean except a few friends. He had no family in Florida and hadn't spoken to his distant relatives in over 8 years. Sean's tragic death served as a harsh reminder about the dangers of getting too close to predators. Shocked by what happened, park visitors started to follow the rules around the lake more closely, worried that they may face the same fate as Sean. We've come to the end of this video. Did you think Sean was careless of not taking care of himself after being warned of the danger ahead? Have you seen an alligator before? Have you ate alligator before? Share your thoughts and stories in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, hit that bell, and make sure to join us on the next episode of Mauler Madness.